Hello everybody, so welcome back to my channel. I have been very busy preparing for review questions for you guys, and in this video I have only made 20 questions, but they are very useful in reviewing for your TEAS exam. So I have created it this way. The first 20 slides will help you answer the questions. Like, you can write your answer as soon as I go over with them, and then the next 20 slides I will help you go over with the answers. Sounds cool? Okay, so these review questions will cover anatomy, physiology, and chemistry. The first question, I will read the question twice. The first question, two types of female sex hormones are: is it A, estrogen? Is it B, progesterone? Is it C, testosterone and progesterone? Or is it D, A and B only? So you can go ahead and answer it. I'll repeat. Two types of female sex hormones are: is it A, estrogen? Is it B, progesterone? Is it C, testosterone and progesterone, or D, A and B only? The next slide, it is known to be the strongest risk factor for skin cancer. Is it A, smoking, B, UV radiation, C, aging, or D, diabetes? Again, it is known to be the strongest risk factor for skin cancer. Is it A, smoking? Is it B, UV radiation? Is it C, aging? Or is it D, diabetes? Okay, third question. Three most common source of UV radiation is what? Sorry. Number 3. The most common source of UV radiation is what? Is it A, sunlight? Is it B, ointments? Is it C, topical cream? Or is it D, none of the above? So again, most common source of UV radiation is what? Is it A, sunlight? Is it B, ointments? C, topical cream? Or D, none of the above? Number 4. Specific type of gland that is only active during birth to puberty. Is it A, thymus? Is it B, thyroid? Is it C, sweat or sweat glands? Is it D, sebaceous? Again, specific type of gland and that is only active during birth to puberty. Sorry, I'm getting nervous. Is it A, thymus? Is it B, thyroid? Is it C, sweat? Or is it D, sebaceous? Next question. I feel like I'm your teacher right now. Just kidding. Number 5. Specialized cells involved in the detection, phagocytosis, and destruction of bacteria and other harmful organisms. Is it A, microphages? Is it B, macrophages? Is it C, antigen? Or is it D, B and T cells? Again, specialized cells involved in the detection, phagocytosis, and destruction of bacteria and other harmful organisms. Is it A, microphages? Is it B, macrophages? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but the word is in there, so you can just, kind of correct yourself if correct me if I'm wrong in my pronunciation. Is it C, antigen? Or is it D, B and T cells? Number 6. The part of the nervous system which is responsible in controlling the contraction of the blood vessel is what? Is it A, CNS or central nervous system? Is it B, PNS or peripheral nervous system? Is it C, autonomic? Or is it D, somatic? Again, the part of the nervous system which is responsible in controlling the contraction of the blood vessel is what? Or is known to be? Is it A, CNS, B, PNS, C, autonomic, and D, somatic? Number 7, the base that will bind with cytosine in DNA structure is blank. Is it A, adenine? Is it B, thymine? C, cytosine? Or D, guanine? Again, the base that will bind with cytosine in DNA structure is blank. Is it A, adenine? Is it B, thymine? Or C, cytosine? And D, guanine? Okay, I'm sure you remember that in your physiology class. Okay, number 8. In the DNA structure, which letters correspond to 5 feet AATTGGCC 3 feet strand? Okay, in the DNA structure, which letters correspond to 5 feet AATTGGCC 3 feet? I think I'm supposed to write strand in there. Is it A, T, T, A, A, C, C, G, G? Or is it B, C, C, A, A, T, T, G, G? Or is it C, A, A, C, C, G, G, T, T? Or is it D, T, T, A, A, G, G, and C, C? Again, in the DNA structure, which letters correspond to 5 feet AATTGGCC 3 feet strand? Sorry, I forgot to write the word strand, but just understood it that way. Is it A? Is it B? Or is it C? Or is it D? Okay, are you done? Next question. Number 9. What type of hormone that the nervous system secrete? Is it A, thyroxine? Is it B, neurohormones? Is it C, estrogen? Or is it D, progesterone? Number 9. What type of hormone that the nervous system secrete? Is it A, thyroxine? Is it B, neurohormones? Is it C, estrogen? Or is it D, progesterone? Number 10. The thoracic cavity contains the blank and the blank. Is it A, kidney, liver? Is it B, heart, lungs? Is it C, liver, pancreas? Or is it D, none of the above? Again, the thoracic cavity contains the blank and the blank. Is it A, kidney, liver? Is it B, heart, lungs? Is it C, liver, pancreas? Or is it D, none of the above? Next, number 11. The blank represents the interval between ventricular depolarization and repolarization in ECG representation. Did you remember the ECG question in my previous video? Then you can probably relate to this question. Is it A, ST segment? Is it B, QRS complex? Is it C, T segment? Or D, P wave? Again, the blank represents the interval between ventricular depolarization and repolarization in ECG representation. Is it A, ST segment? Is it B, QRS complex? Is it C, T segment? Or is it D, P wave? Next, number 12. What type of bone is the femur? Is it A, flat bone? Is it B, short bone? Is it C, long bone? Or is it D, sesamoid bone? Number 12. What type of bone is the femur? Is it A, flat bone? B, short bone? C, long bone? Or D, sesamoid bone? Number 13. What is or are the functions of helper T cells? Is it A, release histamines? B. They help activate B cells to secrete antibodies and macrophages to destroy ingested microbes? Is it C. Help activate cytotic T cells to kill infected target cells? Or letter D. B and C only, or B and C? Again, what is or are the functions of helper T cells? So it's either one or two answers in there. Okay, is it A, release histamines? Is it B, they help activate B cells to secrete antibodies and macrophages to destroy ingested microbes? Is it C, help activate cytotic T cells to kill infected target cells? Or D, B and C only? Next question, number 14. Trimesters. Trimesters is a term used during blank. Is it A, pregnancy? Is it B, menstrual cycles? C, menopausal period? Or D, none of the above? Trimesters is a term used during blank. Is it A, pregnancy? Is it B, menstrual cycles? C, menopausal period? Or D, none of the above? Okay, next question. It is known to be the characteristic of water. Is it A, universal solvent? B, nonpolar? C, has low boiling point? Or D, none of the above? Okay, it is known to be the characteristic of water. A, universal solvent. B, nonpolar. C, has low boiling point. Or D, none of the above? Remember, water is... Okay, number 16. You have 1 minute and 12 seconds to answer one question, like in the TEAS, because science has 53 questions and then there are 63 minutes. You're allowed to take it within 63 minutes. So you have plenty of time. But you, like I said, you have to really think so hard and make sure you're, putting the right answer. This unit belongs to the metric system. Is it A, ounces? Is it B, Celsius? Is it C, pound? Or D, feet? This unit belongs to the metric system. Is it ounces for letter A, B, Celsius, C, pound, or D, feet? Number 17. Which one is an example of balanced equation? Okay, I think I need to reword this one. But which one is an example of balanced equation? Is it A, C2H6O plus 3O2 arrow 2CO2 plus 3H2O? B, SnO2 plus 2H2 Sn plus 2H2O? C, A only? D, A and B only? So if you're very good at chemistry, you will be able to answer this question like with no problem. But yeah, again, which one is an example of balanced equation? C2H6O plus 3. This 3 is a coefficient and 0, 2. 2 is the subscript. Arrow 2, CO2, subscript 2, plus 3, H2O. Or B, SnO2 plus 2H2, arrow Sn plus 2H2O. Or C, A only, and D, A and B. So I'll give you a little bit of time. Okay, number 18. An element that has an atomic number of 30, atomic mass of 65.38, and has 30 number of protons, protons and electrons of the same number, is blank. Is it A, iron? Is it B, zinc? Is it C, radon? Or D, calcium? I'll give you a clue. This atomic element is this element is also useful for this pandemic. Yeah, you need to take it in order to like prevent from having coronavirus, or at least one of the element that's needed in our body to in order for us I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. Anyway, you can do it. An element that has an atomic number of 30, atomic mass of 65.38, and has 30 number of protons and electrons is blank. A. Iron, B. Zinc, C. Radon, or D. Calcium. Okay, number 19. Examples of epithelial tissue are: is it A. Skin? Is it B. Linings of internal organs? Is it C. Muscle fibers? Or is it D. A and B? Again, examples of epithelial tissue are: is it A. Skin? Is it B. Linings of internal organs? Is it C. Muscle fibers? Or is it D. A and B? Last question. Some examples of positive feedback are blank. Is it A. Contractions in childbirth and the ripening of fruit? Is it B. The regulation of blood glucose levels and osmoregulation? Is it C. A and B? Or is it D. None of the above? Number 20. Some examples of positive feedback are blank. Is it A. Contractions in childbirth and the ripening of fruit? Is it B. The regulation of blood glucose levels and osmoregulation? Is it C, A and B, or is it D, none of the above? This question is, I'm sure it is from Physiology. Okay, are you ready to check your answers? Let's go. Okay, number 1. Two types of female sex hormones are estrogen and progesterone. So the answer is letter D. Which is estrogen and progesterone. Okay, for letter C, testosterone is for male and progesterone is for female. So C is not the answer. The answer is estrogen and progesterone are both female sex hormones. Okay, number 2. It is known to be the strongest risk factor for skin cancer. The answer is UV radiation. The rest of the choices are not associated with skin cancer. Okay, number 3. Most common source of UV radiation is what? The answer is sunlight. 95% of UV radiation is caused by sunlight. Next, number 4. Specific type of gland that is only active during birth to puberty is the thymus gland. The rest of them have different functions. Okay, number 5. Specialized cells involved in the detection, phagocytosis, and destruction of bacteria and other harmful organisms. The answer is letter B, macrophages. There's no such thing as macrophages, and antigen in general is defined as a substance that binds to specific antibodies, which is in the human body are used to find and neutralize any potentially harmful foreign substances in the bloodstream, while B and T cells are involved. These cells are involved in the humoral immune response, which targets pathogens loose in blood and lymph, while T cells are involved in the cell-mediated immune response, which targets infected cells. So that's it. That's my explanation. Okay, number 6. The part of the nervous system which is responsible in controlling the contraction of the blood vessel is what? It's the central nervous system. Okay? It's the central nervous system. I don't have any other explanation, but it is. Number 7. The base that will bind with cytosine in DNA structure is? The answer is guanine. Remember your pattern? AT and then CG. Adenine is paired with thymine and then cytosine is paired with guanine. Unless in RNA, A can be paired with U. Okay, it's adenine uracil. That's for RNA, but we're not going into that part. Okay, number 8. Same DNA related question. In the DNA structure, which letters correspond to 5 feet, AATTGGCC, 3 feet strand? So the previous question will give you an idea as to like what would be the answer on the next question. So A is paired to T, And there's two A in here, so the answer is letter A. So AATT, TT, AA, GG, CC, and then CC, GG. So the answer is letter A. Number 9, what type of hormone that the nervous system secrete? Okay, it's neurohormones. I think it's very obvious with the with the word nervous, neuron, okay, which is related to nerve. Okay, thyroxine is produced by the parathyroid gland, and estrogen and progesterone are sex hormones. Number 10, the thoracic cavity contains the answer is letter B, heart and lungs. Heart and the lungs. Okay, thoracic is also known as chest cavity. So in our chest, we find the heart and lungs. So the rest of the choices are not found in the thoracic cavity. Okay, number 11. Why does the small intestine contain villi and microvilli? The answer is letter B, to increase the total area for absorption. Letter A is the function for the digestive system in general, and C is the function of large intestine. Okay. Number 12, what type of bone is the femur? As we know that femur is a long bone. Okay, femur is an example of long bone. Flat bone example is the scapula. And short bone example is the tarsals of the foot. And sesamoid bone example is your patella or your kneecap. Number 13, what are the functions or helper T cells? The answer is letter D, which is B and C. They help activate B cells to secrete antibodies and macrophages to destroy ingested microbes, and they help activate cytotoxic T cells to kill infected target cells. My husband always teases me with my English because I stutter and I'm not really good at pronunciation. So you guys, please bear with me. I'm here to help you with study. So like, please understand my flaws. Okay, you can always read the answer in there. Okay, number 14, trimesters is a term used during pregnancy. I've been pregnant 2 times. I have 2 kids, so I know what they are. So trimesters is a term used for pregnancy. We have first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. The other ones, they're not the answer. So, okay, number 15, it is known to be the characteristic of water. As we know that water is universal solvent. Okay, water is polar, and water boiling point is very high, and like at 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the water boils. Okay, is it 100 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius? No, I'm confused. Anyway, okay, so the answer is universal solvent. Okay, number 16, this unit belongs to the metric system. The answer is Celsius. The rest of them is not in the metric system. Okay, number 17, which one is an example of balanced equation? So in this question, the answer is letter A and B. A and B are both balanced because when you multiply the, when you check the answer, you just have to multiply this coefficient with the subscript and then total the number of molecules. And then you should have equal number of elements or molecules in there, chemical compounds. I'm not a chemistry major, but that's how it is. So if you answer A, it's going to be wrong because B is also correct. So your answer is supposed to be letter D. Number 18, an element that has an atomic number of 30, atomic mass of 65.38, and has 30 number of protons, electrons is blank. The answer is zinc. Okay, zinc is the answer. Okay, zinc has, because iron has atomic number of 26, atomic mass of 55.845, and Radon has atomic number of 86 and atomic mass of 222. So it's very big, and it's not the answer. Calcium number of protons, we have 20, and atomic mass is 40.078. Atomic number is 20. Okay. I hope you understand this question. Okay, I'm running out of voice because I've been like calling my kids all day who don't listen to me. So it's hard to be a mom, but it's fun. I enjoy having my kids because they're very, very smart and playful. Number 19, examples of epithelial tissue are, the answer is letter D, which is A and B. Skin and linings of internal organs are the answers. Letter C, muscle fibers is skeletal muscle tissues. Okay, number 20, some examples of positive feedback are blank. The answer is letter A, contractions in childbirth and the ripening of fruit. Okay, letter B is negative feedback. Okay, so C cannot be an answer because A is positive and B is negative. So that is it, and let me see what the next slide gonna be. Okay, so thank you for watching and keep checking for more review videos. I was supposed to make 53 questions on this video, but I don't have much time, and I really wanted to upload this video so you guys have something to study this weekend. And for those who are going to take the TEAS exam soon, I hope this video is gonna help you a little bit more in your knowledge. So this is Beth from Reality Life series. Keep on checking. Please subscribe, like, and share my video for more helpful review videos. Thank you so much. And if you have any requests, please feel free to comment down below. I will post some links that are very helpful for you guys for your ATI TEAS studies. And don't forget to check it out as well. Okay, have a nice day. Or it's almost like nighttime here in California. It's like 5 o'clock, and I have to prepare dinner for my husband. So bye!